Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to tell you about techniques that will allow you to invite deities into your meditation practice and help you form relationships with spiritual beings that have probably never had any kind of a human or mortal form. The videos that I've already offered involving centering yourself, identifying your own energy, and protecting yourself are going to be very important for you to have seen and practiced with the techniques in those videos before you start this one. The reason that I say that is not because getting involved with these spirits is dangerous in itself, but rather that you want to be able to understand what you are getting involved with. A person who is untrained in these energetic techniques is already welcoming all kinds of energy that they may not agree with or be able to identify into their own life as influences and as forces that are carrying them through their day-to-day, their thoughts, their relationships. That's most people. If you're a person who is developing a conscious, intentional spiritual practice, then I presume that you will want to have a very clear idea of what it is you are inviting into your life so that you can focus on those more worthy, healthy energies, foster them, communicate with them, get a better sense of how you can use your time and energy in a way that helps these spirits that are already helping you. So the reason that I'd like you to already have some familiarity with energy work is so that you can be very clear about the kinds of spirits that you are inviting into your life and the sort of relationships that you are forming with them. Being able to control your own energy, being able to identify what a spirit is bringing to you and how close you want to be to that spirit is the foundation of this practice. So I hope you've already taken some time with those videos. The basic technique to begin with is to have a strong sense of what energy you would like to enhance or amplify in your own daily life. An energy that you feel will support you in your needs and help you to cultivate the kind of personality that makes you feel much more like your strongest, most pleased, most adventurous self. Now, in identifying these energies, of course, we've got many traditions of worshiping and becoming involved with deities that have become before us. Thousands of years through thousands of different cultures, rich with information about what kinds of deities there are out there and what sorts of symbols and things we can associate with those deities. This is a rich source of information. The stories and records of how these deities were worshipped, the kind of associations that people make with them, can all be very useful. Though it is helpful to remember that all of those stories and methods of worship were located in a particular place for a particular culture. That culture existed in reference to the other cultures that were around it, trying to establish a strong identity for themselves that their members could participate in, could be proud of. And in a lot of cases, the deities that they worshipped, especially ones that they built temples to, created regular rituals for, those deities existed to strengthen that culture, often in opposition to the cultures around it. It's helpful to remember that because there are going to be aspects of ancient deities that you probably don't want in your own life. Things that they wanted from their followers because their followers needed a certain kind of support, like warlike intentions, the ability to manufacture weapons, the ability to know when to kill somebody else. Those facets of deity were useful to those people in that time because they were in this state of continual competition, regular martial conflict with the people around them. And as individuals, they were involved with this process. They couldn't see anything wrong with it because to them it was a core of their survival. Either you succeeded in this process or you became a slave. So, knowing this, being aware that you live in a culture where you probably are not having to worry about whether someone is literally going to stab or enslave you on a regular basis, the energies that you call forth from the deities need to reflect that as well. And we absolutely do have various cultural, national deities that are holding together the abstract fabric of what makes these cultures possible. These are deities that, of course, you can contact. If you're looking very generally for a god of human communication, for instance, Poseidon is one of the older ones, Thoth is one of the older ones. They come from different cultures. They are very likely aspects of the same spiritual entity, but depending on how you look at them, how you are approaching them, they are going to manifest in different ways. So having a good sense of which parts of a very broad deity profile you are looking to access and be a part of is going to be important. I'm trying very hard not to go into a full rant on theology here. But I want you to understand that deities exist in time, just like we do. And we want to respect the growth, the transformation, the ways that they have interacted with human society and transformed its possibilities, rather than just saying, I'm going to try to talk to this very same deity that somebody wrote a hymn to 4,000 years ago, and assume that that deity is exactly the same, hasn't grown or changed or transformed through their interaction with spirit and the material world, but just assume that they are completely unchangeable. This doesn't seem to be the case because so many experiences and possibilities that we have in our material world do change. The spirits are definitely involved with those transformations. In any case, have a clear idea of the energy that you are bringing to yourself. It is okay for this energy to be rooted in the world that you live in, for it to relate to things that you use on a regular basis, technologies that are important to you. All of these experiences have spiritual components. So the more integrated you are into the spiritual reality of the life that you are actually living, the stronger your relationships are going to be with these deities. So, identify your deity. Identify the energy that you would like to bring in, even if you don't have a clear name for it. That's okay. The names of deities are less important than the energy that manifests around them that you can feel. So if we're not calling the deity by name, and you may be, and that's okay, but if not, and even if so, you will want to find material things that manifest the energy that you would like to reflect in the deity that you're calling. If you are looking to get in touch with Venus, Aphrodite, Ishtar, other deities of love and connection, then things that are soft, things that have a lovely sensuality, whether they are flowers or attractive clothes, floral incense, rose water, things related to bathing and hygiene and making oneself attractive. All of these are very appropriate to come into community with a god like that. The material things that you are collecting can be considered sacrifices or offerings. So, to begin with, you collect these things, you put them in a space that you have energetically cleansed, physically also cleansed, made clear and bright. Bring these things into that space, and then arrange the space so that, as far as you are able, it reflects the energy of that deity. Whether that is manipulating the lighting somewhat, if you are looking to work with a solar god or a god of transmitting information, of understanding things, then you want there to be a lot of open light moving through the space, because those gods appreciate the free motion of energy and the illumination of things so they can be understood. Whereas if you are working with a god that is more related to sleep, to calmness, to secrets, to being able to relax and restore yourself, then maybe just lighting a candle in a darkened room is going to be more appropriate, so that you can call forth that softened light of shadow that is subdued, that encourages you to go inside rather than look at things that are right in front of you. Arranging the space, both with material objects and the state of the environment itself, allows you to determine what kind of spirit you are inviting in. At this point, it's a good idea to clearly set an intention of what kind of a relationship you're looking to establish with this being. Now, across the board, the way that spirits and humans get involved with each other is generally over the sense that we have hands in this material world. We can do stuff here, especially things that relate to our fellow humans. The spirits need us to be working physically in the world. People who are not conscious of their spiritual lives, the spirits are already nudging them around and placing bait for them, making sure that the things that they need done in the physical world are getting done by spiritually influencing unaware people. It's happening around you all the time. If we want to be more aware of those interactions, then it's important for us to know what we feel we have to offer to these deities. What can we do in the physical world that will honor that deity, that will brighten the energy that they bring into the world? I don't literally mean brighten in the sense of let everybody know about it, put it on a pedestal, but more brighten in the sense of making it a little more delicious, making it more palatable, making it attractive and fresh for the world in general. What is it that we can do to enhance that deity's energy? And what is it that we hope to understand or receive from this deity? Are there secrets that we would like to know? Is there a certain kind of support that we need in our lives? Do we wish to be a beacon for that deity's energy so that people who are looking for it, who want it, are going to come closer to us? Determining what kind of a relationship you want with this deity is important. And just asking deities for things, asking them for favors, asking them to direct fate in a certain way, Certainly, this is something you can do. It has been the basis for a lot of magic over the last few hundred years. But ultimately, that kind of magic boils down to serving the ego. And if you are asking spiritual creatures for material stuff that is locked in the time of your own life and will only influence you personally and whether or not you're happy with what's going on, the spirits will take that as an opportunity to involve you in spiritual things that you may not be able to completely agree with. Because you are also asking that spirit to get involved in things that really would only interest that spirit in a very limited way, and they will often take advantage of that relationship in order to push you to further their interests, whether they are being upfront about them or not. This may seem unkind, but a person who is asking a spirit for personal favors is also being unkind to the spirit in that they're really not taking into perspective the fact that that spirit's been around for at least thousands of years, has seen billions of humans do things in this world, and has seen them come and go. The spirits need human friends who are going to enhance and further their needs on a timeline that extends beyond a human life. If we can get on board with that, if we can understand that it is gently manifesting the energy of these deities that is the best favor that we can give to them, because it allows us to do it throughout the term of our life. There's no goal involved that sets an end to when we do this. That is what the deities truly appreciate, and how we come into a friendship with them. If you just want to have a business relationship with them, these rituals can get you there, but just know that they're going to view themselves as independent agents who will take advantage of that relationship in whatever ways seem appropriate to them. So do think cautiously about your intention. Once you have identified the energy you wish to bring in, collected things that manifest that energy and enhance it, set a tone for the environment that also vibes with that energy, and established the intention you have for contacting the spirit, now you are ready to light your candles, get any other energy moving in the space that you'd like to, whether that's incense or music, other dynamic factors, and go into meditation. Ground yourself, center yourself, establish your protective barriers, check on them, make sure they are vibrant. And at that point, call upon this spirit. Invite them into your space, explain how you have prepared it for them, and wait to feel the energy. It may take a few times of setting up your space and preparing for the spirit to respond to you. Sometimes it happens right away, sometimes it doesn't. Don't be discouraged if they don't come in on the first attempt. Sometimes you've got to reach out a few times to show this spirit how sincere you are and how important the relationship is to you. Once you feel that spirit's energy, then you can start discussing the kind of relationship you'd like to have with it. You will immediately know if the spirit is positive or negative about your proposition. A mild negativity indicates that you may be able to renegotiate. A strong negativity may indicate that the kind of relationship you're asking for isn't something that the spirit needs right now, or doesn't reflect its current nature. Strong positivity means that it's been waiting for you and is ready for exactly the kind of relationship that you have to offer. That may be as far as your first interaction goes, but you want to maintain this relationship, just like you would with any friendship. Regularly invite this spirit to visit you. Pay attention to any images, any sounds, any thoughts that come up in your mind, and reflect on them with the spirit. They may not give you clear, logical answers or instructions as to what you're supposed to do. This is a mutual interaction. The spirits are going to give you as much as they feel you need to put their energy into the world, make it manifest in your actions, in your words, in your relationships. They are giving you hints, they are giving you influences for you to carry out into physical life. And they want you to have agency in the way that you do that. They want your creativity and imagination to be a part of it. Because the more that you keep your imagination open in your service to the gods, the more that they will be able to clearly influence you, clearly speak to you in your day-to-day life. This will always happen while you are responding to, you are holding on to the energy of that spirit. So the essence of all this is really focusing on the energies that you would like to manifest, recognizing that these energies have a consciousness themselves. They have desires, they have needs. And as a physical person with a spiritual dimension, you are capable of contacting these beings, of becoming friends with them, assisting them in the physical world while they assist you in the spiritual world. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that you will offer any comments and questions that have come up about this video. I know that it is a little bit different from the way that other people approach deities, but I promise it is very sustainable, it is gentle, and it will inspire your long-term health, both in the physical world and in the spiritual world. If you are interested in personal assistance in identifying the right deities for you, in establishing what kinds of rituals and rites are going to enact the will of those deities or help you to get closer to them, please reach out to me through my website, newelltarot.com, and I will be more than happy to schedule some personal sessions where we can figure out exactly what is going to be the right thing for you. Take care and have a fabulous day.